What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so just want to remind you guys, if you all want to show love to this channel, you can do so in the link in the pinned comment in the comment section below. There's also a link to the Cash App and the PayPal scrolling across the screen on this video. I do want to mention something. I know some of you guys have noticed that my Patreon is no longer up. Those of you who are subscribed to my Patreon, I will be back on there sometime in January. There's some things I just want to focus on right now when it comes to social media. And Patreon is just something that I got to put on the back burner for right now. Probably will be back on there. But for right now, I just want to focus on YouTube. And I may also branch out to Rumble when it comes to politics. But I don't think Patreon is the right format anymore for politics and some other things. So just want to put that out there because I haven't announced that yet. But anyway, let's get to this. So Tyrese Haliburton, right, of course, is not playing for the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers, I believe, are 0-4 this year, which has to be very, very frustrating for Pacer fans, considering that they were a game away from winning it all last year. Unfortunately for Pacer fans, Tyrese Haliburton ruptured his Achilles in the last game of the season, Game 7 of the NBA Finals. One knock on Tyrese Haliburton, and I guess it's more of a knock if you're not a Haliburton or Pacer fan, is that sometimes he seems like he's real chippy. You know what I'm saying? Like he does, if you watch the Pacers, and if you're rooting for the other team, or if you just got it out for Tyrese Haliburton, you notice that he talks a lot of trash, right? So a former teammate of his, Miles Turner, on a podcast, talked about how more or less he agrees with the sentiment that Tyrese Haliburton is a fake tough guy, saying that, you know, he knows that he talks trash because he has the protection of his teammates, but he won't do the same if he's by himself.
I just feel like Tyrese also, he knows he's protected too. So he can go out there, talk his shit, say whatever the hell he wants to do, and then, you know, he knows he has backup at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. Now, 100%. He's not going to be talking the same shit if you're in the middle of the street or whatever the fuck.
No.
Like, that's what guys are doing this league.
Yeah, that is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, so it was a quick comment, and I don't know whether Miles Turner meant that. I don't think he meant that as disrespect. But, you know, I see people saying, well, I'm gonna tell you what's ironic about this is that I think it was last year, Dante DiVincenzo called Miles Turner a fake tough guy. That, you know what I'm saying? I just think that's interesting that Dante DiVincenzo, who I think was a member of the Knicks then, called Miles Turner a fake tough guy. So I just think that's interesting. I don't think anybody would refer to Miles Turner as a fake tough guy. You know, that's the same guy. You know what I'm saying? And Miles Turner also, if I'm not mistaken, plays with Legos. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with playing with Legos. I just haven't played with Legos since Bill Clinton was in his first term. But anyway, I look at it like this. I think that's fair. Excuse me. I think that's fair, calling him out for being a quote-unquote fake tough guy, because I noticed throughout the playoffs, and you guys know I was following the Pacers, and this ain't really hate, because remember, I had the Pacers picked to go to the NBA Finals, which they did, right? I had them picked to go to the NBA Finals. So this ain't coming from a place of hate, but I do notice that when the Pacers are on a run, I notice when the Pacers are winning, Tyrese Haliburton starts running his mouth. He starts talking. And, you know, I do feel a certain type of way about that. I do. I think that's front running. Because if you can talk your trash when you're up by 20, talk your trash when it's tied. Talk your trash when you're down. You know what I'm saying? I know you say, well, how can you talk trash when you're down? You still could be confident and know you think you'll come back when you're down. But it's easy to talk trash when you're up by 15 or 20 points. Michael Jordan talked about that. It's easy to talk trash, and you put it, it's easy to talk trash when you up by 15 or 20, talking when the score's tied or when it's 0-0 when you start the game. You know, and that's just one thing I did notice about Tyrese Haliburton that I don't like, you know. I think he's a very, very good player. I know he got off to a slow start last year, but he did come on later on, and he had some amazing moments during the playoffs, some amazing moments. And they were almost able to win it all. And that's amazing considering that they were a team that at one point, I think, had a 10 and 15 stretch. But yeah, man. You know, Miles Turner no longer a member of any of the Pacers, so he doesn't feel, I guess, just compelled to not say something that's not totally supportive of his teammate. And also, you got to remember that the Bucks are really more or less a rival now. Like, they're a rival of the Indiana Pacers. So he doesn't feel obligated that he has to protect Tyrese Haliburton anymore. And, you know, I still feel some type of way about how the media downplayed the acquisition of Miles Turner for the Bucks. Because Miles Turner was a very important factor for the Pacers getting to where they got last year. I'm not saying he's an all-star level player, but he's solid. He's really solid, you know, as a basketball player. And, you know, he's not the most aggressive guy out there, but at times, but I thought he did play very, very well, especially in the postseason, man. And like I said, I don't think this comes from necessarily a place of hate. I just think it comes from, you know, just the competitive nature of basketball. And now the Pacers are rivals. So you do want to, the Pacers are rivals to Miles Turner now that he's a Milwaukee Buck. And, you know, the Bucks surprisingly are 3-1, I believe. And they play tonight. They play the Golden State Warriors. And tonight, of course, will be a litmus test to see just how good the Bucks are. And historically, Giannis Antetokounmpo has had some great games against the Golden State Warriors, largely because of the fact that up front the Warriors are undersized. But we'll see. But anyway, tell me what you guys think.